So, good day. Today, I will be discussing my simple Java program that uses various iterative statements. Which is the for, while, and the do while. So, I have some examples, and the first example, I will be using the for loop. So, let's start. Int equals 1, semicolon I is equal to 5, semicolon then 5, and then plus plus. So let's head here. So we have here the first line. So this line starts for loop that initializes a variable I to 1. So continues as long as I is less than or equal to 5, and increments I by 1 in each iteration. So to print this line, just have to input the system.out to print line. So it is system out that print line, and then close. Show print line. So we have already input the system.out.print line. So all we have to do is to run this code, and then the possible output for this code is for loop 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's run the code if it so that we can see if it works. So run, just have to wait. So here's the output. As we can see here, it really works, which is the for loop 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's all for the for loop example. So this time, we will be having the second example, and the second example I will be using the while loop. So let's start. So the first line, we just have to input the int j, which is the variable, equals 1, and then semicolon. And then, so this line initializes a variable j for the while loop, and then the second line we'll be having the while j less than or equal to 5, no. And then the curly bracket, just have to add 1. So this line here starts a while loop that continues as long as j is less than or equal to 5. So to print this line, just have to input again the system.out.print line. So system.out.print line, and then close. Just have to insert the while loop outside plus in j. So to print the value of j in each iteration of the while loop, so just have to input the system.out.print line, and then just have to add the J++. Plus and then semicolon. So this line increments the value of J by 1 in each iteration. So we have here the complete code, and then we just have to run it again so that we can see the output. So the possible output for this one is while loop 1 2 3 4 and 5. So let's see. Run file. So it works. So we can see here the 1 2 3 4 and 5. So that's all for the example of while loop. So we are here now in our last example, which is the do while. So let's start. So first line, you just have to input int k equals to 1 and then semicolon. So this first line initializes the value, initializes a variable k for the do while loop. So next line is the do, and then like that. So the do here, this is the do while loop, which always executes the loop body at least once. So to print this line, you just have to input again the system.out dot print line, system.out dot print line. And then here, do while. Okay, so this line prints the value of k in each iteration of the do while loop. So you just have to add another line, which is the k plus plus semicolon. So this line increments the value of k by 1 in each iteration. So just have to add the while here. While k is less than or equal to 5. So this line specifies the condition for the do while loop to continue, and then which is that k must be less than or equal to 5. So let's run this code and let's see if the output will be do while loop 1 2 3 and so on. So let's run the file. So it works. So as you can see here, the output is really the 1 2 3 4 and 5. So that's all for the example using the do while loop.